All right, now to Travis. If you were coaching Travis Hunter in the National Football League, how much would you let him or ask him to play offense?
I would do what I just did.
Same thing. That's a lot. Yeah.
First of all, he's an incredible athlete that has the propensity to do both simultaneously. He's that good. He's going to be your best receiver and your best corner. Now, secondly, the pro game is slower. Skip, they go to huddles, man. It's during the 35, let's just say 25 to 35, 40 seconds between each play.
Yeah.
College, we had the tempo.
All right, so we're back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
And today we are going to be looking at
wide receivers.
The wide receiver position for the Detroit Lions.
Yes.
As they look ahead to the 2025 NFL draft.
Absolutely.
And
a lot of good options.
You know, they are bringing back a pretty solid group.
Yeah, they are.
With Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams and Tim Patrick.
Right.
And Khalif Raymond. But
still room for improvement.
Yeah, they could still, use some young depth there.
Always need more weapons.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of go through
all 7 rounds.
All 7 rounds of this draft.
Yeah.
Based on some analysis that we've been looking at.
Some interesting names in here.
Yeah.
For sure.
And we'll talk about, not just like the names and like, oh, this guy's good and he's ranked here, but what their skills are.
Exactly.
What their potential fit is with the Lions.
How they could contribute to this offense.
Yeah.
That already has some really good pieces.
Yeah. So it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So let's start right at the top.
First round.
At the top.
Yeah.
In the first round.
Matthew Golden.
One name that comes up is Matthew Golden out of Texas.
Oh, yeah. Big time talent. Had himself a combine, let me tell you.
So he apparently just crushed the combine.
Dude was flying.
Yeah.
Really, really helped his stock.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking maybe second round before, but now after that 4.2940.
Oh, my goodness.
You're looking at a surefire first rounder.
That is blazing speed.
It is. That's elite NFL speed right there.
And it seems like, I think people sometimes hear a 4.2940 and they think, oh, this is just
a track guy,
a straight line speed guy.
Right. Just a burner.
Right.
Yeah.
But the analysis that we've been looking at talks about how he's got really impressive footwork.
That's what separates him.
Yeah.
You see that speed, obviously, but then you watch the tape and he's so smooth.
Oh, right.
In and out of his breaks.
Yeah.
It's not just speed. It's the way he sets up defenders.
Right.
Creates separation with his routes.
So he's not just like a one-trick pony. Yeah.
Exactly. He's got the whole package potentially, and the production backs it up too,
Yeah. He had a really good year last year.
Transferred to Texas for his senior season and just exploded.
Yeah.
58 catches, almost 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Right.
Against some of the best competition in college football.
And this is after, transferring from Houston. So
right. He's been on the big stage before.
Right.
And he's proven he can handle it.
Yeah. So this is a guy who, could potentially be a
game changer.
A game changer.
Wait, hit one.
And then on top of all of that, he can also be a returner.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that the Lions could
definitely use
some help with, right?
Absolutely.
And, they've got a speed guy now in Jameson Williams, but
you can never have too much speed. And especially if you can get a guy who can contribute on special teams as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
That's so much value.
Yeah, it's just, it makes them that much more dynamic.
Exactly. And dangerous.
So... moving on to the second round.
All right, let's do it. Alec Iomenor.
The name that comes up is Alec Iomenor from Stanford.
Ah, yes. Another intriguing prospect.
And this is...
a different type of receiver.
Yeah, this is more of a big physical...
Yeah, he is a big...
receiver.
6'2". Yeah, so 6'2".
But he can move.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.44.
So he's not slow by any means.
No, not at all.
Right.
And that vertical jump, 38.5 inches.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got hops.
Right.
For a guy his size... That's impressive.
So he's got the speed, and then the report also mentions that he's really good at handling press coverage.
Oh, yeah. That's a key trait.
And I think for a lot of fans who may not understand exactly what that means, can you explain what makes that such a valuable skill? Sure. So in the NFL, defenses are going to try to disrupt the timing of the passing game by getting physical with receivers at the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So press coverage is basically when a cornerback is right up in the receiver's face trying to jam him at the snap.
Right.
Now, if you can't handle that,
you're
going to get thrown off your route. You're not going to get open.
Right.
But Iomenor, he's strong.
Yeah.
He's got good technique.
Right.
He can fight through that contact
Yeah.
and maintain his route integrity.
Right.
So the quarterback can still find him.
So it's like, even if a defensive back is trying to get in his way, he can still get to where he needs to be.
Exactly. He's a handful cover.
And and they also mentioned that he had,
Oh, yeah. The contested catches.
yeah, he was really good in contested catch situations.
14 out of 29, according to PFF.
Right.
So almost 50%.
Yeah. So that means that, when the ball's in the air,
He's coming down with it.
yeah, he's going to go up and get it.
He's a big target,
Right.
strong hands, good body control.
Right.
He's a quarterback's best friend in those tight situations.
So this is a guy who, you mentioned it earlier, but, kind of the prototypical X receiver.
Yeah, the classic X receiver.
Right.
Your go-to guy on the outside.
Yeah.
Wins those one-on-one matchups,
Right.
makes the tough catches.
Right.
And that's something that, potentially the Lions could definitely use.
Yeah. I think that's, something that they're probably looking for.
Yeah, they've got St. Brown, who's more of a slot guy.
Right.
Williams is the speedster.
Right.
But they need that big physical presence
Right.
on the outside.
And Iomenor could be that guy.
He could be that guy, absolutely.
So let's move on to the third round.
Round 3.
This is a guy named Jaylen Noel from Iowa State.
Interesting player.
And he's, projected primarily as a slot receiver.
Yeah, more of a slot guy.
But he also had a great combine.
Oh, yeah, he tested really well.
Yeah.
Ran a 4.39 40.
That's moving.
Yeah, and then that vertical jump, 41.5 inches.
Wow.
That's nuts,
That is impressive.
especially for a slot receiver.
Right.
That's some serious explosiveness.
So we're talking about a guy who's, got the speed
Oh, yeah.
and the athleticism.
He can fly.
And now I know what you might be thinking.
Right. The Lions already have St. Brown.
They already have a really good slot receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Right. One of the best in the league.
So why would they draft another slot receiver?
Well, here's the thing about St. Brown.
Right.
He's not just a slot receiver.
He can play outside too.
Yeah, he's versatile.
Right.
You can line him up anywhere and he's going to produce.
So the well could come in and maybe, be that pure slot guy.
Yeah, that dedicated slat threat.
Right.
And it would allow the Lions to move St. Brown around,
Right.
create even more mismatches. You
Right.
could have both of them on the field at the same time
Right.
and just cause nightmares for defenses.
Yeah. Just that speed and agility and route running ability. It'd be a tough matchup.
Right.
For any secondary.
Yeah.
And even if Noel doesn't start right away.
Right.
He's still valuable insurance.
Right.
St. Brown's a stud, but he's not invincible.
Right.
If he gets hurt,
Right.
you want someone who can step in and not miss a beat.
Right.
And Noel could be that guy.
And he's not just, a great athlete.
No, he's a playmaker.
Yeah.
Over 1,100 receiving yards last season.
Right.
That's not a fluke.
Right.
He knows how to get open.
And it's another guy who slays bigger than his size.
Yeah, he's not afraid to go over the middle,
Right.
make those tough catches in traffic.
Yeah, he had a really high contested catch rate, too, over 50%, according to PFF.
That's impressive.
So, yeah, he's a very intriguing prospect.
He is.
So let's move on to the 4th round.
All right, round 4.
This is a guy named Pat Bryant from Illinois.
Now, this is a name to watch.
And it seems like the Lions are already kind of interested in him.
Oh, yeah. They had a formal meeting with him at the Combine.